Hey everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and I am so excited because we're going back to my roots tonight with our floral grapevine wreaths. So as you come in, if you're watching the replay, you already know the routine. Do me a favor and comment down below that you're watching this video at a later point. It lets me know who comes back and actually watches my videos, and that information is very, very useful when it comes time to do live. So if you don't mind doing that, I always appreciate it. So tonight we're actually going to design a kit that maybe some of you have seen if you've been scrolling through our website. Actually, three or four of you have already purchased this kit, and we haven't even designed it yet. So that's what we're going to tackle tonight, simply and solely because some of you guys already have it coming in soon. So me and Alex are fully 100% caught up on orders. We boxed up a ton today, and it's been a really productive, beautiful day outside as well. So this is a spring floral kit. And Alex is in the comments section, so be sure to say hi to Alex, and she'll put the link down below. So right off the bat, too, you guys, there is 3 more days left to sign up for the wreath community. So I know not everybody's interested, but for those of you that are interested, just keep that deadline in mind, because the next time we open the group will not be until the end of September. So we do between 16 and 18 new tutorials each and every month. On top of that, you have access to every single video we have done since October 2017. And we do a critique at the end of each month and 101s as well. So also, too, I forgot to say, we've been talking about doing a coupon code. Truthfully, we haven't done one yet because we haven't had the need. Our supplies goes very, very fast, and we just haven't had the need to really push it or promote it. But regardless of that, I do feel as though wreath community members do deserve a coupon. So the only coupon code we will have, which will be posted tomorrow, is inside the wreath community. And I'm thinking it's going to be 10% off your entire total purchase off of each order, as long as you are in the group. And I think that is, pretty nice. So who doesn't like to save a little bit of money every now and then? So in this kit, you receive an 18-inch grapevine, and you can learn more about the group at wreathcommunity.com. You get 2 of these greeneries. This is a eucalyptus spray or bush. Item number of PF1742. And I love this because it has that super dark green. Thank you guys for the shares. I see we're already almost at 500. It seems like some of you guys have missed me designing with florals. Hands up if that's the case. And I feel it too. I miss designing with my florals and grapevines. It was fun doing mesh for a little bit. We do have tons of it. And you'll see it again. But as of right now, I want to get back to my roots. So you also received this ribbon, and this was the inspiration behind the entire kit. I mean, just look at that ribbon. Hi, Donna. Hi, Marlene. What do you guys think? Does a 10% off coupon in the group sound good? Let me know. So this was the inspiration, and look at how beautiful that ribbon is. It's stunning. How much is the wreath community? So the wreath community is $25 a month, and you have access to all of those awesome features, and you can learn more in depth at the on the website. But I love this, and I thought it paired really nicely with these hot pink geraniums, which I think are only left in the kit. I think we don't have many of these left. So we're gonna let's do a traditional bow. I think that's what we'll do. We haven't done one in a pretty long time. We're gonna cut really long tails for this. I think it's gonna look nice cascading down below. So about 30 inches on either side, and then we can start actually making our bow. Danae says, absolutely awesome. Danae is one of our awesome members. We're going to do loops about 3.5 to 4 inches. And we haven't done a new bow video in a really long time. So if you guys want to see a more in-depth bow video, we already have a bunch, but I'm going to work on some more soon. It's been a long time since we've done a new and improved bow tutorial. So this is a traditional bow. It's very, very easy. And if you struggle with bow making, do me a favor and let me know down below. I know it's a struggle amongst many, and a lot of you seem to have difficulty with it, and it's quite easy. It's something that I believe everybody can do. And the main cause for issues with bow making, at least in my eyes, talking through personal experience, is us crafters, all of us, and I'm comfortable, for talking for all of you guys, but I feel as though we're all overthinkers, and we all overthink every step along the way. Who's with me, right? So I think once you get out of that and you just attempt a bow without overthinking every step, you can really surprise yourself and you can really create some beautiful bows. So if you're a bow maker or if you're trying to be a bow maker, don't overthink it. That's my biggest tip. So that's 4 loops on that side. Let's do a couple more. I don't want this to be a super full bow, but it's been a while since we've made a bow together. We've cut tails, but not make a big bow. So that's 5 on one side. We got 5 on the other. Let's come back in with 6 on one side, 5 on the other. And I think that'll do it. So then we'll just snip our bow off. The item number for this ribbon is RGE113229. And Dad ordered this style, this floral print, in a bunch of different colors, both the 2.5 and 1.5. So we have this in 1.5 and 2.5. And actually, before I made the kit a few weeks ago, I was asking Alex, I was like, should we use both ribbons or should I use the 2.5? And I told her to choose, and she chose the 1.5 inch because she knows how much I love it. So we're going to take our bow, per usual. Let's get back to our comfort zone. It's been a while since we've done one like this. And I'm going to place mine, ooh, actually, I'm lying tonight, you guys. We're going to place this right in the middle. We haven't done that in a very long time, and I think it's going to turn out nice, especially since we cut those tails so incredibly long. Those tails are 30 plus inches each on either side. So right dead smack in the middle it goes. So the reason I offset my bows instead of place them right in the middle is simply and solely because your eye is drawn to imperfections. So if there's ever any imperfections with your designs, over 600, thank you guys for tuning in. If you ever have imperfections, it's really noticeable when you try to have the illusion of perfection. So oftentimes you'll see me design with things off kilter, signs off kilter, you know. And the reason for that is when all is said and done, it has that perfect look to it, but you're not really designing it perfectly, right? So when you do something like this, you just have to work a little bit harder than you would. Yes, that's right, Lynn. We are our worst critics. Hey, Jared. Yes, Yaya was in a video earlier. What do you think? There's the bow, right in the middle. So before we come back in with our geraniums, let's work in a little bit of greenery. So we're going to stop about halfway on each side. And we'll just take some of our eucalyptus and work it in. We probably could have done with one bush of this eucalyptus since all of our florals have nice foliage on it. But there is 2 in the kit. Don't forget about underneath your bow. You always want to place greenery there as well. Are we in the shot? Yes, we are. So we've approved a lot of new members in the wreath community over the last 2 days. We still, have to approve a lot more of you guys. So if you did sign up and you haven't joined our Facebook group, definitely make sure that, where you signed up on the website, you click that link so you can join the Facebook group, because the Facebook group is where it's at. It's where we have our lives, our date nights, and it kind of explains the group in further detail. So I'm going to do a new and improved walkthrough video. I'll work on that this evening. It's been a crazy few days, you guys, and I've been loving every minute of it. I think, you guys, one bush of this greenery would have been enough, because we still have this much left, plus a few extra pieces too. But that's okay. Extra greenery never hurt anybody. Lift up our bow. See what I did here? I'm placing one piece sticking straight out the back. One more piece under this loop. And what the heck, let's do the same thing to the other side. Oh, you guys, I've missed working with florals. It's only been a couple days, but a couple days too long. How pretty. And we have 2 pieces left that we can work in. I'm going to take at least one more of them. I'm going to place it up here. And our final piece, let's stick up here as well. I kind of want it to be roundy-moundy on the top. Okay, up next, you got the geranium spray. We have geraniums in all colors. A lot of them have sold out at this point in time, but we still have several colors and variations available. We're going to snip the flowers. These are 7 stem geraniums. So you get 7 individual stems. And we'll just snip them off. You can save these leaves too. So typically with geraniums, as a gardener myself and a florist, when I see geranium leaves, I automatically think of geranium. So if you don't know flowers that well, you can stick these wherever you like. But I typically like to just stick them with geranium designs. So you get 2 of the smaller stems. See how much smaller this is than the others? We're going to take both of these and we're going to place them as evenly as possible on either side. So that's what's different about this design or technique versus other designs and techniques, because this one you have to be a little bit more formal and a little bit more even, which we don't do a whole lot of, right? And that's for a reason, because doing designs like this can be a little bit more complicated. Not to scare you guys away from it, because they do turn out really pretty. Trim that stem up a little. So by a show of hands, how many of you guys have been enjoying all the lives we've been putting out lately? We've done a lot of lives lately. It's been fun. I feel like when I get into the groove of doing things like that, I feel kind of misplaced if I don't. So I kind of like that routine. It's been a lot of fun doing a bunch of lives with you guys. So this geranium's a little bit more forward, so we're going to take the other 2 and place them a little further back. Make sure they go into the grapevine. So we'll stick that one there. We have 1 left. Don't need the full stem. Bend this one a little bit forward and stick this one a little bit back. Refluff your bow so it's not as squished. We don't want this bow to be super squished. A little's okay, but not too much. And there we go. Okay, so also in this kit, you receive 3 sprays of these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful poppies. So we're going to snip these rather long because I thought it would be cool to have these kind of spew out. So we're not going to cut them individually. We're going to keep them together and just trim them off. So these have an item number of MTF 22066, and we have these in orange, white, yellow, and another color, I think. So let's cut our 3rd one. Yeah, we don't need much stem on the 3rd. Remove that tag. Then what we can do is take our poppies and stick them out the sides. A little bit more out. There we go. Then you have 1 more poppy spray, which maybe, you guessed, will sit up top. For a slightly more 3D effect. And we can fluff everything after. I'm not too concerned at this point in time. I can't tell you how many designers I've seen over the years stress about every step along the way. And I used to too, you guys, and it drove me absolutely bonkers. I mean, it really drove me nuts. So you don't have to worry until a little bit later on. Then you can worry, but not so early. Okay. So to bring in a little bit more of that yellow, I see we're at almost 700. Hey, Carol Ann, thank you guys for the shares. I really appreciate it. But in this kit, you also receive 3 aster sprays. So these are 17 inches long, MTF 20487 in the color yellow. And let's see how we want to work these in. Haven't had to fight a tag in a little while. So let's see if we can fully remove that. See, what happens is I get impatient and I yank on those tags, and don't do that. Do not do that. It'll just drive you even more crazy. Let's see how I want to work these in. Do I want to keep them whole, or do I want to break them up And see what I did here? Which you don't see me do a whole lot of, but it's a great technique. And that's just sticking a stem in and see if you like it where it is. And I like that there. So I'm going to remove that. Dip it in our glue skillet. And poke it back in. And then you can just shape it. So stick around too, you guys, because we are designing another wreath as well. So we're going to be designing a sunflower and bluebonnet wreath after this, or snapdragon wreath. That's what it's going to be. How pretty. Deb says, wow, gorgeous. Thank you, Deb. So again, you can order these supplies at nicksseasonaldecor.com. We do have free shipping over $119. Place this one here. They don't have to be super perfect, but for this technique, I do encourage you to try a little bit harder than we usually do. Got one spray left. And this one spray, we're going to actually break up into smaller pieces. So pull apart your flowers, cut your branches off. So you got 3 stems. Remove those pesky tags. I did it again, you guys. I tightened it on. Can we do it? Come on, work with me. There we go. The smallest one, which has the longest stem, I'll place sticking straight up. You might not be able to see it, but I certainly can see it there. And if I had a steel pick, I would probably add a steel pick to these shorter ones. Actually, that went into the grapevine, and it's fine. I mean, I still haven't used my steel pick machine, and we've been here at the warehouse over 6 months now. This is going to be our 7 months of selling supplies and having the new studio. How cool is that? Time flew by, didn't it? Then we can take our tails. So beautiful, Nick. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, this kit is available. It's been listed for a few weeks, and it's called the Spring Wreath Kit. So we'll take those tails, curl them up. But how many of you guys are thinking about joining the wreath community? You still have a few days left. I want to make sure I announce it every now and then, simply and solely because I feel bad when we do close the doors, and then we get people being like, hey, I forgot to sign up, and I always hate to turn people away. But this time around, plenty of notice and 4 days of opening. Okay, there's the kit. What do you guys think? Can we hit 700 viewers? Let's see if we can do that. So I only cut 2 tails because that wasn't the plan for this wreath. But what you could actually do is come back in with an extra set of tails, but I think that kind of looks pretty with just 2 long tails draping. Debbie joining, can't wait. Awesome, Debbie. Stay tuned for the welcome post. I was going to post it last night, but instead I was editing the critique, and I fell asleep while it was downloading to Vimeo, which is kind of funny. But tonight, we'll do a very soft welcome post, and then I'll record the new walkthrough. So that is wreath number 1. Everything's available, other than I think the geraniums, but we might have 1 or 2 sprays outside of the kit left. But who else loves that ribbon? Isn't that ribbon just so beautiful? Oh, I love it. Dad did a great job on these. And he added a bunch to the cart, and he was like, I don't think Nick's going to like this. And then I was like, Dad, I love these. I love that you added every color, too. So we're going to do this on a spray-painted grapevine. We have a tan version in stock. And I'm dying to paint a grapevine like a softer tan color and do a similar technique with the grapevine and the ribbon matching. So there is wreath number 1. And I like to save these too because these are the coolest, fuzziest stems in the world, and you can actually turn them into anything you want. You can take them. So after you're done with your flowers, you guys, don't be afraid of saving them for something else. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look pretty cool? I mean, it doesn't look like a pipe cleaner, that's for sure. Beautiful, thank you. All right, next wreath. And we're running really, really low on our 18-inch grapevine. So I've been taking kind of the wonkier ones and doing the best I can with them, just like you guys can as well. That way, we don't have any waste. All right, The ribbons for tonight's wreath are these. Look at these. Love the ribbon. Thank you, Katrina. So this is like a 2.5-inch mustard yellow. We do have a regular yellow in stock, but I think this one's going to look nice with everything we're working in. So Dad ordered a lot of solids in this canvas. The item number is RG1279F4. And I love it. I bit the bullet and joined. Awesome. I'm so excited to have you. The wreath community is my pride and joy, and there's nothing that brings me more joy than watching members grow and become amazing, amazing designers. I mean, that's why I partly love the critique so much, is because I get to request a photo secretly and see the progress that everybody's been making, and not one member has disappointed me yet, but hopefully, knock on wood, we'll never have one. But RG1278NT, this is a 1.5-inch blue denim, and I thought these looked really nice. Anything yellow and blue always has my attention. I think it's such a great combo. So we're going to take another pipe cleaner. We got pipe cleaners in stock. Running low on beige, but we got plenty of the others. So for this wreath, let's cut 2 tails of the yellow, or 1 set of tails of the yellow, and then 1 set of tails of the blue. And let's do a different bow. We're going to take our ribbon. We don't need that big of loops. About 4.5, 5 inches or so. Like so. As you can tell, I do not measure. I have never been the type to measure. It just stresses me out. So if it looks good to your eye, it's good enough. So if you're somebody that stresses, or if you're like, well, Nick, you've been making bows for years. You kind of know measurements and how it's going to turn out. You're correct. But, you know, keep in mind, it wasn't always like that. So if you're able to eyeball things, if it looks good to the human eye, no matter how off your ribbon loops and stuff are, I mean, there's really no need for it to be perfect, because if it looks good, regardless of what the numbers say. A little bit smaller, so you can just eyeball it. So that's 3 loops of the yellow. Then what we're going to do is we're going to snip that right off. Come back in with our blue. I am not holding this bow super tight, you guys. Super loose grip. If you have arthritis, carpal tunnel, I understand it might be difficult to hold bows, but you know, if you want to attempt it, the best tip I can give to anybody, because your hands are your number one tool, right? I love my glue skillet, but my hands are a better tool than the glue skillet. So you want to make sure you protect your hands. Have a very light grip. There's not going to be a huge windstorm coming to take your bow away from you, and nobody's going to rip it out of your hands. So if you have a nice loose grip, you're not going to have to worry about it falling apart or damaging your hands. So we're going to come back in with the blue. We're creating a loops about 2.5, 3 inches now. Stuck on my grapevine. Come on, grapevine, really? We're going to do 2 of these on each side. Nice and simple. So that's 2. This one's a little bit long, so all I'm going to do is just pull that in. Then we're going to do what I call a button loop. And the button loop doesn't have to be big by any means. So we're only going to do it about, maybe even a little bit smaller than that, about an inch. Inch and a half. That's all that's really required, regardless of how big your bow is. Then what we can do, take our tails. If you want to measure them exactly, you can. I even don't do that. Place them underneath. Again, light grip. Underneath, grab your pipe cleaner and secure. Who else is loving these colors together? I'm a huge denim guy. I mean, I wear jeans 24/7 unless I'm wearing sweats. I'm team sweats as of the last year or so. I don't know. COVID's got me in sweatpants constantly. I mean, that's one of the pros, right? You guys don't care. And, you know, I'm in the comfort of my own building. So sweats it is. Make sure you tie that bow tight. Mine became loose in my hand, and I felt it. Now we'll do our upper left-hand corner. Secure your bow. 3-4 knots keeps it in place. And then you can decide if you place that where you want it. in which I did. Make sure we're in the shot. And keep in mind too, the longer you cut those tails or those loops, you make the bigger the loops are, the more chance of it kind of being floppy. But don't let that concern you, because the cool thing about adding bows to grapevine wreaths is when you come back in with greenery behind the bow, it's going to prop up those loops anyway. So I'm just taking my longer tails, bringing them down and curling them up. I think that's how we're going to have this bow displayed today. So look, this tail's much longer, and that's totally fine. See how beautiful they look when they're different lengths? And this one will stick like that. So who wants more bow tutorials? Isn't that pretty? Hey, Betty. Hey, Bonnie. All right, so I'm going to show you the flowers we're going to be using, but we're going to come back in with greenery first. So I have these. I'm not sure if I love these the closer I'm working with them right now, but we're going to, maybe we'll just stick with greenery tonight. We'll see. We'll see. We have our leather fern I think we're out of, but we have this fern, FG5541. Lots of this was sent out today with your kits. But I think the greenery we're going to start with is this one. So this one is FG5434, eucalyptus, but a seed pod eucalyptus. So see all the little seed pods? This bush is like $7.49 and it's very full. So it might only take one. We'll see. We might want to just work in greenery today. I'm not loving the blue. Let's see how it looks with the sunflowers. Keep in mind the warehouse is very dark. I'm not loving it with those either. Let's see about just greenery. So we're going to start with our eucalyptus. Let's snip this bush down. Let's see if we can pull them out first. We should be able to, right? Nope. Let's snip them off. So how many of you guys saw my live earlier with Yaya? Yaya and Dad were here this morning. You guys know Yaya. She packed a bunch of orders. And it's just so nice to see her up and about, you know. She's missed coming here. She hates more than anything the fact that Dad had to come here, you know, in the mornings alone. And then me and Alex came here alone because she hates being alone. And she hates the fact that we're able to do this without her. You know, she loves to pack your orders and she loves being here at the warehouse pretty much as Dad. You guys know Dad loves being here. Dad could just sit here all day. He loves looking at the supplies. He loves hanging out here. So there we have that greenery. See how I was talking about it kind of lifting and propping up the bows and the loops? Love to see Yaya again, me too. And like I said, I appreciate all of those cards more than you'll ever know. I mean, I was tearing up the other night just, you know, when Yaya was opening them all up. It's just crazy to see how many people, you know, care about her. It's wonderful to see. I'm not surprised by it because she's the best woman in the world, and I can comfortably say that. But it was just nice to see, you know, that you guys took the time of your day, out of your days, to go purchase a card or make some cards. Some of you guys sent some handmade scrapbooking cards. I think that's the right word, scrapbooking. You know, where you add all of these little details and, you know, every single card is in a drawer and she'll keep those till the end of time. I think I might like this with just greenery. I think maybe that'll be nice for a change. You guys can let me know. But that's one bush, and as you can see, a lot of it was tucked underneath the bow. And that's important. So we'll come back in with our second bush. So right now where we stand, it's like 50, not 50, it's like $7 for the grapevine, another $10 for the ribbon, about $20 for this wreath. Give or take, depending on how much more you add. Okay, let's snip these off. So this week in the wreath community, we're going to design that garland that I've been putting off for the last few weeks. That's definitely something I want to do because I want to start decorating one of our living rooms for Easter. I know I'm a little behind, but I want to do that. So not necessarily Easter. We can tuck in some eggs and bunnies and stuff, but more for spring, I'd say. Is that piece even in the glue? Let's see. Not deep enough for me. So we'll lift back up, and deeper it goes. You guys liking the greenery so far? I'm not loving the sunflowers or the other flowers in it. And that's okay. Even though that was my intent for tonight, doesn't mean you have to follow through. And that's another issue I think a lot of people are faced with, is that they purchase products or signs, ribbons, mesh, or whatever for an intended use, and when it comes time to add it, they're not loving it. So if you're not loving a product before you add it, save it for something else. It's not wasteful. Yes, you may have purchased it for that specific design, but you can always use it for another design. So you're better off using something that you really enjoy in it than not. So do we have one long piece? I want to extend the wreath out down below a little. That sort of did the trick. The fern's going to be a better use. So let's work in some of this fern now. Item number of FG5541. We have maybe 15 of these left. So let's see. Yeah, I want to work the fern in. Let's work in the fern. I was going to save it for you guys, but I'm sorry. Let's work in a little bit of it at least. Can I pull this out? Let's see. Am I strong enough for that? Oh, look at that. I've never seen something like that before, where it's kind of wrapped at the base. There we go. Look at that. Judy loves the greenery. Thank you, Judy. So we'll start with one longer piece and do what we were trying to do with that last greenery, which we still have 3 or 4 pieces of. But I'm going to take one of these and place it down below. Then we can take a few more up the sides. And I'm just keeping these in their entirety. I'm not even going to break a lot of them up. Make it easier on ourselves. So who's a floral guy or floral gal? How many of you guys like floral wreaths more than mesh wreaths? Let me know. Kind of interested to see. The other day, it was 50-50. I saw yesterday we had a lot of people that enjoyed working with mesh more, but I'm thinking tonight's crowd is going to be a grapevine crowd. But you never know. Just depends on who's watching. Placed a piece up top. We're not going to need the entirety, so let's break a couple individually, because I don't want this to look like a giant starfish in the end. Place one there. And I'm just in the zone. I've missed working with florals. It hasn't been long, but if you enjoy what you do enough, 2 days off from work or 2 days off from doing a certain style or something feels like an eternity. I mean, how lucky am I that, I don't want to get into it. You guys know that I'm able to design and do what I love every single day. I don't take it for granted, you guys. I'm probably the last person that takes this for granted. That's for sure. Lost a little eucalyptus. Oh, this one wasn't glued in. I forgot we had a few extras. Let's take maybe 1 or 2 more individual fern fronds. I'll stick one more here. If it'll stay. There we go. And then one more up here. So you guys can let me know now whether we need to add in flowers, which I don't think I have any that I love with this, which is okay. Something's up with this fern. Curl those tails up. Then we just removed a couple of these. Let's cut off one of those fern fronds so it's not so starfishy. Starfishery? You get what I'm trying to say. I don't want it to look like a starfish. Which can happen if you use way too much fern. So do be a little careful with the amount of ferns you use. I think one more piece up there is necessary. Here I am telling you to be careful with the amount you use, and I'm going to work in one more. Oh, do we already have one under there? Oh, we already have one under there. I'll see if this will be overkill. And it's not. That's fine. You could also take a few leaves or flowers and stick them around just the bow. Or you can leave it as is. What do you guys think? What kind of glue? We use AdTech glue sticks. However, that may be changing relatively soon. Hopefully, with the amount of glue sticks that we use and promote, somebody out there will sponsor us for that because I think it's rightfully deserved. You know, my logic when it comes to business is if people aren't appreciative or don't want to work with you when you promote them and use their products, even if you stand behind them fully, in which I do, there might be somebody out there that enjoys the business that we send their way, right? So that's my new and improved logic when it comes to these manufacturers. All right, there is the bow. And I'm kind of curling these tails inwards a little. I kind of like that. See what I'm talking about? This one's a little long, so let's just trim that up about an inch or so. And we'll curl it. The video's frozen. Yes, with Espina. I love these colors too. All right, I'm going to show you guys a couple other flowers that may work. You guys like these? Hands up. Yay, nay. I mean, I love it with just the greenery, but we could add something else. It's just a matter of what. I'm going to take one extra eucalyptus and stick it straight out like that. If we can get it in. There we go. You guys like those? Let's see. Get a few more comments in if you guys like those. We also have just a few alliums or dandelions. Not sure what they call these. Don't love those. If that was more of a buttery yellow, we have these pansies that would look nice, but it's not. That buttery yellow ribbon that we do have would work nicely with these. I got a wild campanula here. I don't know. I kind of like it with just the greenery. And maybe one of my customers out there would like it with just the greenery. You never know. There's been designs that I absolutely hated that have sold. And, you know, have been reviewed and have been enjoyed. So it goes to show, even if you don't love it, stand behind your work first and foremost. But it doesn't mean somebody else out there won't appreciate it for what it is, right? I think that looks good. I do have one more fern cut. I'm going to take that fern and stick it back here, because why not? You're not going to see it anyway. And then those few individual eucalyptus leaves we have left, in they go as well, because I'm not saving them. Just like that. See how simple and easy? So that is the second wreath. Everything on this we have in stock. We just didn't put it into kit form. So our 18-inch grapevine we're running really low on. Maybe a couple left. 2 of the ribbons, they're both canvas, just basic ribbons. 2 eucalyptus sprays, and then about half the fern bush right here. And that's it. Nothing else. Plus 1 pipe cleaner to secure it. I think that turned out really pretty. You guys like that? So that is wreath number 2. Let me show you wreath number 1. And this is available in kit form. And this is what we designed first, so you can catch the replay for that. So I want to thank you all so very much for watching. I want to thank you guys for the comments, the shares, the likes, the hearts. You know, just your support means enough to me. You know, by no means do you have to purchase our supplies, my completed designs, you know, purchase the wreath community, anything. You can just sit here and watch, and that is more than enough for me. It seriously is. No pressure with anything, and, you know, I never want to be a pusher of anything either. So that is that. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, like I said, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Knock on wood that we never, ever lose our Facebook page. But, you know, things may happen. Things can happen. Anything can happen. And we still want to be able to inspire you. You can also text us for live alerts at 978-396-9150 to be added to our text alerts so that you can get notified whenever we have something exciting to share. So as a recap, 3 more days until the wreath community closes, and we open again at the end of September. So if you would like more information on that, you can learn more at wreathcommunity.com. And like I said, our very first ever coupon is going to apply for members. They will be able to receive 10% off their entire purchase, any purchase, at nixseasonaldecor.com. So you spend $200, there's your free membership for the month. So thank you guys. Love you all. These finished designs will be available in our Etsy shop, and I just appreciate you. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I hope you have a lovely afternoon, evening, or morning, whatever time it is for you, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye, you guys. Do you have that yellow in your shop? We do. This is kind of a mustardy yellow. We do have the bright yellow as well, but I think this one looks really nice with this blue ribbon as well. So thank you, guys.